Good afternoon, everybody. I guess we are online. So my name is Roberto Malaguti. I am an Odexa partner, and I will host the webinar today. The webinar title, Operational Excellence in the Digital Era, is made in collaboration by Odexa and ODS. Odexa, the company I'm part of, is an Italian management consulting firm based in Milan. And our activity is doing operational excellence. So we love to say that we help our customers improving their performances through implementation of some approaches that we have learned in Japan, and we put in appropriate way on our industries. Our motto is good thinking, good consulting, which is kept after a renowned automaker, and is our mission for you. Today, what we do is we will explore how the digital technologies are going to impact on the methodologies of the continuous improvement that we used to deliver in our industries. In the next hours, our speakers will share their insights on the strategic applications and advancements that are defining the future of continuous improvements throughout the industries worldwide, joining proven methodologies with innovative tools. Our guests, first of all, we will welcome Engineer Saber Atiyeh. Welcome, Saber. Chief Operations Officer at Odexa Digital Solution, expert in operational excellence with a specialization in organizational design. He has a rich background with impactful roles at O3 AI, and he will introduce how the vision of the continuous improvement in the corporates need to be joined with new technologies to make fast and sustainable and efficient an improvement done in any vertical of the manufacturing sector. The second speaker will be Engineer Fouad, Director of Smart Operation and Product Management at Odexa Digital Solution. He has a master in mechanical engineering, and he's an expert in Lean Six Sigma. And today he will discuss with us the requirements for the next generation of smart factories, highlighting the crucial role of manufacturing operational management system in this transformation. After them, we will have Virginio Peluzzi, Engineer Virginio Peluzzi. He is the founder and a partner of Odexa, our company. He has many years of career as a consultant in total productive maintenance, the TPM, all around the world. And he, in particular, has helped to win the TPM award to over 25 companies worldwide. Virginio will share a business case of the implementation of a continuous improvement in which the digital platform we will see today with the friends of Odexa Digital Solution should speed up the continuous improvement activity. Before to start, I'd like to tell you all, the ladies and gentlemen, who listening the webinar, that it will be possible to make questions to the speakers in the end in a question and answer sessions. And please put your questions in the chat of this webinar. So let's go through the webinar. The first of our speaker is Saber. Dear Saber, would you like to tell us something about the impact of digital transformation in the continuous improvement of manufacturing system?
Thank you, Roberto, and actually thank you for the organizer team from both sides, Odexa and ODS from Odexa. And it's my pleasure to participate on this webinar to share a quick overview about OBCAN and also about our digital transformation journey with the main learnings that we took from this journey. So starting with OBCAN founded in 1982, so it's more than 40 years now. We are talking about 25 companies for Odexa, and these 25 companies include 20 manufacturing plants with a top value, top line, $1 billion as a revenue with 3,000 employees. And we are very proud that we have 2.6 metric ton as paper recycling as part of our sustainability program. To tell you also about the vision, our vision is to be the leading business partner in digital transformation across manufacturing, across education, and also packaging sector in MENA region by delivering an autonomous enterprise. Autonomous enterprise is mainly our vision to reach there. And one of the main learning in this that we are considering digital transformation part of our vision. So accordingly, we cascade it down as a strategy and the way of working for across all the organization. To tell you about the autonomous enterprise in terms of what we did, what was our methodology that we implemented in our digital transformation journey, and what was the main learning for that. The methodology that we implemented in our OBCAN digital transformation journey that we started with, as you can see, get organized. Then we moved to get connected and to be followed by get inside to be able to reach to the get optimized. What do you mean by this? In the get organized, it's about how to design and develop the right systems, the right best practice, the procedures, the process control for the vertical that each vertical that we are working on. And based on that, when we make that design, we guarantee that we design it and develop it on the right synchronized way across different functions, or I would say end-to-end of the value chain. Based on that, we start the get connected, and get connected in the connectivity. We identify the connectivity, or I would say the data touch points that need to be connected from the get organized design. And these data, it's not only about connecting machines, it's connecting machines for real life, real data. It's also connecting different functions across the value chain to guarantee that across the end-to-end of value chain, you have a synchronized integration with for the organization, and that integration we integrate, for example, safety function with quality function, with operation function, with supply chain sales, all of them together to be connected. In addition to the connectivity of the machine and also the functions is to also connect people in terms of smart workflow, smart notification. So you guarantee that you are guiding the organization by systematic way to move forward against delivering the vision. After the Get Connect, we move to the Get Insight. In the Get Insight, it's not only about visualization, it's much more than visualization. It's putting the real life, real data that we get it from the Get Connect, designed as per the Get Organized, we put it on the right pattern to enable the right person to take the right decision on the right time. So we enable him with the right pattern of these data together to take the right decision for the business. In addition to that, we are enabling any organization how they can correlate different process parameters, how they can correlate between different functions. So you can imagine all your data, it's in one place and it's put in the right pattern, as Pato will say, content, to guarantee that you will optimize. If you want to optimize in the Get Optimize in the AI and machine learning, you will take all, I will say, influence or impact from different functions together to reach to the Get Optimize, the AI and machine learning. And in the AI and machine learning, here, when we are talking about it, you are very in need in both the content, which is the Get Organized with the synchronized way, and also real life data, which you are getting from the Get Connected. With this, AI can give you exponential value in terms of optimization. It's going beyond that because it will start translating your daily experience, your daily whatever success, or there is a lot of failures that you learn from, it will translate it to the value by making your system smarter and smarter because it will take all your activity together and give you the most optimized one. With this, the main learning that you need to have to get organized, which is our Odexa team, they are focusing on that to guarantee that you will have a successful digital transformation journey. You need to also to have the get connected, and the most critical, I would say, phases is the first two phases: organized and get connected. The get inside and get optimized. It's easy to deliver, yet it need to be driven by the business need, and it need to be start after you complete the get connected according to your scope that you start with. Now, with this, so another learning that we move to a platform, we move to a product in terms of scalability rather than focusing on projects improvement. With this, we move our, I would say, all our experience in this to a platform. We call it O3 AI for Smart Operation Platform. It's about smart operation, which Fouad will take you through it. We move also, we design and develop ISAN platform. It's more about, I would say, sustainability, about the energy, utility optimization, access control, safety. Shaman, it's more about spare parts, non-performing spare parts optimization. Madar, it's about smart logistic platform. And Noras, about smart human capital. And finally, as you can see in HARP, which is a smart platform about the supply chain. The bottom, I would say, link with all these platforms together to guarantee that we deliver what you are seeing in the middle about autonomous enterprise. So autonomous enterprise integrating all these platforms, which build, again, is the methodology, the validated experience that we did in our digital transformation journey, which end up for us about productivity improvement, about customer experience, and also about our employee engagement and ownership. So that's it in quick about our methodology, our learnings, and our vision, and what we are doing as an overview. And looking forward, if there's any question, to be part of this. And it's my pleasure to move now to my colleague. Leave it to you, Roberto, for the next.
Thank you very much, Saber, for this insight. Fouad, Engineer Fouad TOUMERT. Given your experience, your extensive experience in the manufacturing, would you like to tell us which is the innovation introduced with your platform, the O3 AI platform, and how this will work helping continuous improvements in the companies?
Thank you, Roberto. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Odexa and ODS, for organizing this webinar. It's also a chance to take you through one of the platforms that has a uniqueness. We do think that it has a uniqueness versus the solutions that we have in the market, because it has as an objective a roadmap to the Industry 4.0, considering achieving all these pillars that you can see in this slide. So we have the command center, or what we call a control tower, how to bring all the data to enable the decision-making in a centralized way. So you have one single point of truth where you can have not only visibility, but also insights. Insights means you can correlate different data and come out with other elements to enable the decision making. In addition to that, you have the production orchestration, since we are focusing here on operations. So you have the production is the main function. How to orchestrate, how to provide real-time data to drive the decision-making in production, considering the huge amount of data generated by assets, generated by systems, generated by people. In addition to that, the lean operations, how to include features that can help to reach the loss elimination, or to implement the lean in a smooth way. Which means that you need to include the action plans, the management of action plans, setting KPIs, reviewing KPIs, measuring the losses, all this stuff. So you need to have these features in the platform. How to use the generative AI, the large language model, in order to enable the organization for better decision making, creating the concept of co-pilot, which means that the user will be supported by co-pilot instead of losing time in analyzing data. The co-pilot is giving the next best action, is enabling the users with next best action. Then asset optimization. This is a challenge that we face usually in manufacturing. And we will hear from Virginio in TPM how we focus on asset improvement. So this is very important, how to get the right data in order to improve the efficiency of the assets. So all this will increase the visibility, will increase the opportunity to optimize, to fulfill the orders in production. In addition to that, you will decrease the downtime and decrease the uncertainty. So the platform will enable you through insights how to improve the efficiency by reducing the downtime, the uncertainties. In addition to that, you will reduce risks in terms of production, in terms of quality, in terms of supply shortage as well. While designing the platform, we consider to have a wide platform more than an MES. We call it the manufacturing operations management. What is the difference between an MOM and MES? The MES is only one part of this platform. So in MES, you will find the production order management, the productivity management, the quality, the maintenance, the IoT, the connectivity with assets, traceability, the work in progress management. However, in parallel, usually we all use softwares, but when it comes to taking actions, we use Excel, we use spreadsheets. Sometimes you have some data which is not coming from machines, you keep it outside. So you keep it in paper, you keep it in Excel in a very scattered way. What happens is that you cannot inject all this into the machine learning in the future. We should always keep in mind that Industry 4.0 is just the first step, because Industry 5.0 already started, and the AI now is the next revolution. It's already started. So how to use all the time series data, all the big data, the relational data and time series data combined. So you need to have some features. This is what we call a lean copilot. The lean copilot means it will guide you to do things in a lean way, and lean is aiming to eliminate the losses. So you need to have KPIs management to measure the losses. You need to review the KPIs to make sure that you are closing the gaps. You are generating actions. You are generating root cause analysis. In addition to that, how to manage the autonomous maintenance, how to move to operate, maintain, how to create ownership. So the operator will really own the asset, will operate and maintain the asset in order to increase the efficiency. How to manage the cost, how to get the losses in terms of financials. So these features are the second part which is included in our platform. In addition to that, the analytics. Here we use the AI, the new trend of AI, the generative AI, the large language model, to get the copilot, to get an intelligent assistant, and the anomaly detection using the advanced algorithm with predictability also. So this is the platform is providing three main products. So providing the MES part, the lean copilot, and the analytics. The design relied on the 4M approach. So the 4M approach is man, method, machine, material. So we did not focus only on putting or designing features that manages the data coming out from machines, but we included also data related to man. For example, how to evaluate the skills of the workers, how to measure the FTE, the full-time equivalent, how to measure the productivity of the operator or the user, how to give the right experience, the user experience to the organization. how to capitalize on the experience and the expertise. So we are connecting people to this platform through these features, taking actions, doing root cause analysis, so people are in permanent interaction with the system. In addition to that, methods, how to implement the advanced SPC analysis, for example, in Six Sigma, how to implement the right procedures, the lean processes. So this is how the system is enabling the user to follow the best practice. For machines, how to tackle or how to improve the equipment reliability and maintenance, how to use the IoT to get all the data, to automate all the data coming out from the assets, and how to use it for a real-time decision making, how to improve the capacity, the capability of these machines, the efficiency, how to manage the maintenance in material. So you focus on quality. So this is a very important element when it comes to producing quality. So you need to make sure that all the checks are recorded. You have checklists. You can design a checklist in platform. So you can have the traceability. You can track the waste. You can record the waste. You can get the waste automatically. So all these features are included while designing. Actually, we consider the 4M while designing the system. We came out with the end-to-end footprint, which are the features that are covering the blue area that you see. So you have legacy systems always are there. So you have the CRM, you have the ERP, you have the planning system, MRP, you have the outbound for logistics. So in the middle, this is where we focus. This is where actually it is a kind of black hole when it comes to traditional systems. So covering the production scheduling, managing the production order, managing the center line or the process control, managing the quality of the product, the traceability, raising defects, managing action plans, managing the cost, managing the 5S, the audits, managing the non-conformities. So all this are the features that are included in a manufacturing operations management system, which is the O3EI. So O3EI is designed on this in order to complete this cycle that engineer Saber just explained in the beginning, to get organized, get connected, get insights, and get optimized by using the advanced technologies. So technology today is a commodity, so you need just to use it in a very efficient way in order to get the right value, because at the end, all systems should provide or should generate the right business value, and this is the aim. Is not just for the sake of digitalizing or having a fancy system in place. It is generating the business value. And this is just to give you an example on the dashboards, drill down dashboards, creating a PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act, by creating actions on the gaps. So this is how we build a platform in order to provide the insights, the right insights, and people can generate actions or root cause analysis on the gaps on the platform. So you are, at the same time, the user is building a database for a machine learning that will be converted later into recommendations, where you will have a co-pilot that is advising the next best action. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question, you can ask it and we can answer.
Thank you very much, Fouad. This presentation was really insightful. I hope the people in the webinar will take some idea from your presentation and from this vision you have shared with us and with this product. So, Virginio, we have seen together first time this platform more than 1 year ago with the Saber and Fouad, and our thought was that this product can be helpful in some of our activities and helpful to some of our customers. So you have a vast experience in the TPM, and so the goal of now is to hear from you some idea on how the platform or a business case on which the platform could be applied. So please, could you show us a business case of a significant case of TPM application? After that, we will see with the Fouad what can happen with the platform. Please, Virginio.
Okay, good morning to everyone. It is a pleasure for me to explain you a real experience that I did in a big company in Central Europe. And I think that there will be some interesting elements that will be explained and improved with the O3 platform. So what you see now is the starting point of our consulting activities in that company. We call these efforts to understand by numbers what is the drama. The drama is what is creating problems to the management, to all the top managers, and must be explained in terms of numbers. So what you see now on the right chart is the scenario of the sales price. This company is manufacturing Medicare products, and as you can imagine, Medicare products are requested all over the world in increasing quantities, because thanks to God, there are many possibilities to bring this product all around. And the point is that from the company which is manufacturing these Medicare products, there is a strong competition, of course. And because the market is increasing, there is a sales price that is decreasing. So to the top management of these companies, one of the issues, not only the first one, but is one of the issues is to keep the margins in this scenario where the prices are reducing. So that is the drama. And you see, these are real numbers, again, provided by some studies that have been done by special companies that are tracking the evolution of the prices all around the world. And you see that the scenario is over 8 years, starting from 2011 up to a few years ago, 2019. So here we are talking, just let me say another point. Here we are talking of a capital intensive company, because the labor is not labor intensive. And so what is important is to follow up, to keep the margins, an evolution of the cost in a way that is protecting their margins. In the next slide, you will see which were the first operations that we transferred to the company and to the team of this company to understand how to proceed. So we created a clear images of the cost and the losses. In the left part of this slide, you will see a simple concept. When we listen that we have to reduce the cost, we have to make a very clear definition of what is a loss, which is paid by the company, and what is the value that is paid by the company and that is bought by the customers. So the first point was to understand all over the various costs that there are in such a complicated company, which was considered, which should be, must be considered a loss, and what was a value creation. This on the left side, you see that a very simple concept. Then we translated to understand the priorities, all the losses and the cost in the cost loss matrix, which is a synthetic way to understand the weight of these losses against the costs that are paying these also these losses. So with this matrix, it was possible to understand the priorities, because if you don't know the priorities, you are spending time and energies and again money, but you don't get any results. So the first thing was to identify the losses inside the costs, understand the priorities, and then when you have this clear evidence of where are the costs and the losses, you can launch some initiatives that are attacking the losses and preserving the value creation. If you have any question on this concept, which is extremely important, please ask questions. So this is a list of activities that we implemented during these years, because we did this job in several years. It was not a matter of 2 months or 3 months of activities, because the company was very complex with 4 different manufacturing plants, and a lot of different activities that must be performed in a very precise way. So before saying what you have to do, you have to understand, as Roberto explained. So identification of the bottlenecks, and then identification of the priorities with the cost loss matrix. Then it is necessary for each priority to propose a proper methodology to attack those losses. So we created a team of people that were focusing on these kind of activities, and this team was able to prepare a monthly report where it was clearly identified the losses and the evolution of these losses. Then, because you have to impact on the shop floor, it was necessary to involve the people to keep and to maintain the gains that have been identified during the problem-solving activities. So the autonomous maintenance pillar, which is one of the most important pillars of TPM, was implemented. Then we had to take care of the maintenance of this capital-intensive process, and we start to talk about zero breakdowns, not minimize the time of the breakdowns, but with a much more radical approach. We don't want breakdown. We are not interested to reduce the time, but we are interested to eradicate the breakdowns. Same approach with defect and scraps, which required another special team that had to install this kind of methodologies. And then also, because when you understand what you have to do and you are able to see the results, you have to develop the people, because otherwise everything will remain in a small circle of people with the consultants, and nothing will remain in the future. So the development of the people was a strategic activity that must be implemented everywhere, not only in that case. But because we were consultant, we are still, until I hope for some years again in the future, we are consultant. We were not credible when we say that we are doing a good job. And for this reason, we asked for the confirmation of what we were doing to certify the activities thanks to an external third party, which was not related with us. and was not related with the company. So a third party came in, and this party, which is a non-profit organization, certified 3 times that the journey was good to achieve world-class levels. And then also the last point was that we asked to the people of the plant, employees, workers, and managers involved in these activities to explain what they did internally to the third party and also to the external environment, which is the people living around the plant, so in the organization of the company. So through these 11 points, through these 9 points, we achieved the results that you will see in the next slide. So the OEE that everyone now knows what does it mean, and I will not explain during this webinar. The OEE of the bottleneck had to be implemented, increased, and this was the overall OEE evolution of the bottleneck. You see that was really important and demanding to understand this. Setup time. When you change from one product to another product, you have to stop the machine and the lines and then make them ready for the other product. And so we had to install a set of data collection to understand how was evolving the setup time. And this was in the second chart. You see the results, and is not 50% like we always say, but is close to 60%. Then breakdowns of A machines, not all the machines, because it was too complicated, even if we put a lot of emphasis on doing this job. So we created a set of criteria to understand which were the A machines. And you see now the evolution of the machines, of the breakdowns on those machines, how evolved. And you see that we were saying that no breakdown had to happen in these machines. Some of them happened, but the decrease was huge, as you see. And then also the defects. The defects for the quality is extremely important because the defects have an impact, of course, on the customer, and to a very big impact, because when you are dealing with health, every defect in the products is unacceptable. And for this reason, you have a very strong final check, which is creating losses practically to avoid that any defect is going on the market. So to reduce and minimize the defects was another extremely important evolution and strategic evolution. So all these 4 elements combined together made possible a reduction of the cost, of the losses in this case, but also of the cost. So to maintain the margins, as we said. It was not exactly what we said. So we were not able to reduce the cost by the intended amount, which was 78%, but it was possible to reduce by more or less 15% the cost. So the company was extremely happy and is doing this kind of activities, is teaching this kind of activities also in the other companies around it. So it was a great success. And I think that with the AE and the platform that Saber and Fouad explained, this process could be done probably much more quickly and without the efforts that we put, because it was an activity done by people. So no, without any electronic system. And so it was very long and very demanding.
And
so this is a real case that I wanted to tell you.
Thank you very much, Virginio. And now we go through the potential interaction between the, let's call it, traditional consulting activity or traditional way to face an industrial problem, which is still valid. We want to underline it. The methodology is still valid, which is the potential support that the O3 AI platform that we have seen with Fouad, which philosophy has been expressed by Saber. Fouad, which is the potential facilitation, the potential trigger that you can give to such a project with the use of the platform O3 AI?
Thank you, Roberto, for asking this. And I just want to emphasize before answering this question, I like to emphasize that TPM, or Total Productive Maintenance, is a methodology that gave really big results through history. This is very known. It has been adopted by many philosophies also, coming from Toyota to Lean to operational excellence, business excellence, all these philosophies to the WCOM, all these philosophies adopted the methodology of TPM. So I'd like to tell Virginio that you still, the industry still needs you and needs your methodology. And here, how to accelerate and how to sustain, because usually a consultant is in the shop floor. There is something very important to mention in consultancy, which is the change management, how to get the organization move into a change. And this is one of the challenges and one of the difficulties. So you need, and again, once you are done with the project, how to sustain the practice, how to maintain the gain, or how to keep the same practice going. This is where you need a platform which will enable this. For example, in O3AI, we have the KPI management. In KPI management, it means you are converting the data into meaningful KPI. And the KPI has a target. So you are measuring the loss in this case. You have the gaps. So, and this gap, you can take it through a cost dictionary. What is a cost dictionary? It's combining the cost centers with the KPI itself. So you are estimating these losses automatically. And this is, it falls into what Virginio just presented, how he moved from breakdown elimination, defect elimination into cost. So the cost dictionary will allow you to create opportunities. This is what you see here. So the blue one is what is identified. The green one, where you plan projects. So what you can really tackle. And the gray one is what people really did and the result at the end. In addition to that, you have Paretos that will show you where to start, where to focus. And then you have tools, how to treat this, root cause analysis, starting from defining the problem, the fishbone, cause and effect, the 5 why, until you establish your corrective action, preventive action. And then all this, again, you are creating a library for machine learning, because you are solving problems. So you have problems and solutions. So later, when you apply AI, the system will start recommending the actions. In addition to that, managing the maintenance. So we have features for autonomous maintenance, for managing the maintenance function. So when you do it, the consultants will start, for the sake of change management, you will start it in paper in order to understand the concept. And then the digital platform will eliminate the burden of really doing these activities. So by having like a list, what I need to do, you just give a feedback and it is done. So it will summarize to me all the KPIs and measure the losses. So this is a way how to have it in a very efficient way. Here also, you can build the hierarchy of your losses, and this is corresponding to the cost loss matrix that Virginio just explained under the cost deployment philosophy. So here you will have all the costs in a very clear way, and you have the reds where you are deviating from the budgets, deviating from the targets, and then the losses are shown in charts where you will start creating the ownership for the losses and creating plans or creating opportunities to feed what you will see in the next slide, to feed the meetings, to review, generating action plans in order to build what you see here, the two loops. So you have the daily management loop where you have the continuous reviews and you have the continuous improvement loop. So you are creating opportunities for continuous improvement. And this is implementing the culture of loss elimination, and it is engaging also people. This is how a digital platform will really enable the continuous improvement, a continuous monitoring, generating actions, doing root cause analysis. Then you can maintain the activity, sustain the practice. In addition to that, you feed these two loops and you can also hold the game, because when you do continuous monitoring, you are sustaining the practice, and by sustaining the practice, you are sustaining what you achieved. So when the consultant will move out, the organization has a tool to sustain and to keep the practice in place in order to hold this gain achieved through the use case or the project that has been implemented by the consultant. I hope that I somehow answered your point. I'm ready to
Thank you.
to explain more.
Thank you very much, Fouad. So I guess we have now had, thanks to our relators, a very good overview on how this co-pilot, which is represented by the O3 platform, O3 AI platform, can represent a good support for the consultancy activity that we as Odexa are used to deliver to our customers. So at this point, we are on time for some questions and answers questions that will be done to our relators. And until now, we have some of these questions. So to the audience, to the people who is listening to this webinar, please make your question in the chat. And if you don't mind, I go through the first question that we have received by our audience. This question is for you, Saber and Fouad, and is I think the most difficult, but the most expected, is about the cost of such a solution. So is it possible to have an idea on which is the investment and the time needed, for example, for a company which have, for example, 10 machines, 5 lines, 5 assembly lines, and about 100 employees? Can we give some tips on this point, Saber?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Roberto, and thank you for the
You're
question
welcome.
from the audience. Now, it depends on, and when we are talking about the implementation time, it depends on the maturity of the client. There are some clients, they can complete the configuration, the implementation within 2 weeks, but also other clients, because there should be the connectivity. Anything for digital transformation without the connectivity, it will not add the right value or the expected value. So the maturity level in terms of the connectivity with the machines to guarantee that you have the right signal and start interacting with the platform is one of the main things. So accordingly, I would say the lead time depends on the maturity of the clients. And to add that we make a disruption here, that we invest in the platform in the onboarding process. What do I mean by this? That it will take you for the configuration rather than customization. And configuration, it's more about that it's a master data that we start working on it according to their maturity. So I will answer that it will depend for the period time, it will depend on the maturity of each client. Now, for the cost, the mechanism, the pricing mechanism, we are working on SaaS, and this is another disruption that it's not anymore as a CapEx. We move it to OpEx. It's a SaaS model that we start working on it, and this SaaS model, it depends on the client. It will be on yearly basis that they will start paying it. Now, there is for each module inside the platform, because, for example, of the AI, yes, it's a platform, but we are making it several modules as Fouad explained. There is a module for productivity, there is a module for PM, there is a module for quality, for safety. Now, these modules to guarantee that each client will start against his priority, against his business need. So they can take it per module, and it's a SaaS model. Now, how much the pricing? The pricing, it depends on the features, because each module, there is several features. According to that features, this will give you the right price. What I can say, it's a peanut for any manufacturing related to, if you compare it related to what is the value outcome that's coming as an outcome to any client who are working on that. I hope I answered him, and we can go for details in specific personalized according to the client. Just he can contact us, and we will work with him until he reach to answer all his questions related to his personalized client status.
Thank you very much, Saber. Yes, for sure. Everybody who is more interested on this solution within our activities is welcome and will be contacted on demand. Virginia, we have a question for you. This is about the business case you have shown. We have been asked how did you implement the autonomous maintenance pillar, and how long did it take in that case? You're on mute, Virginio. Thank you.
The autonomous maintenance pillar is deployed as usual. We do starting from model areas which are small, and we can, in this case, create good results that without an effort, an enormous effort, and people learn what to do. So model areas are the starting point. Second, you need to have a proper implementation of all the steps of the autonomous maintenance. You need from 1 year to 2 years to have a good implementation over a plant. Of course, if you make a model area of one machine in a plant that has 1,000 machines, probably you will need a lot of time, no? So it is necessary to find a right compromise. But normally, we suggest that from 1 year to 2 years is the time required to make a good implementation.
Thank you, Virginia. And following this topic, I have a question. I try to merge several questions we have received. Thank you to our audience. Saber or Fouad, sorry. How long does it take to train the AI algorithm if necessary? And how much data points are needed? And furthermore, is there a module solution based on AI that can simultaneously measure losses in assembly lines, for example, Mori movement losses and so on?
Thank you, Roberto, for this question. It's the right topic actually to talk about. For the AI, you need to know what we did. For example, we used reading models as a product. So you will just select your parameters, and you can use these models because they're available on cloud. They're available from the technology providers. What you need to know, you have some specific cases that are project-based. So in this case, you need to take a long period, let's say 6 months, but you need to consider what we call contextualization. So the data that you will consider, this data should be contextualized. It means it is related to the same conditions in order to have the right outcome. So for the first case, we have reading models. I can tell you, you can start, you can plug and play. And the data points, it depends. For the second case, when it is a project, it depends on the project. It depends on what you want to achieve. You can use 100 data points. You can correlate also. So it depends on what you want to get out of this model. And by the way, when you design any model, you need to start from the business value, and you need to design it from business value, what you want to achieve. From that, you can define all the parameters. Today, the technology is allowing to analyze or to build AI models with a big number of data points. And in addition to that, and this is very important, today the technology is offering us the opportunity to have a plug and play. So reading models already trained, you just plug your data and you will start having your results. The second point, Roberto, if I
please.
can you just repeat the second?
Oh, yeah. The second point is if you have, sorry, a modular solution based on the AI that can simultaneously measure losses in assembly lines, for example, such as Muri or movement losses or current status measurements.
Yes, yes, definitely. So I understand that assembly lines is discrete manufacturing. So we consider that when we design the platform. So our platform can also manage different industries. Today we are in dairy, we are in packaging, we are in water industry, we're in different industries. So our platform is flexible. It can manage also the assembly lines. As I said, we have reading models as a plug and play for anomaly detection, for advanced analytics, for predictive analysis. However, if there is very specific case, we consider it as a project. So we just sit together, we design it, what is the available data, which will be provided by the platform, by the way, and we can build the algorithm. We have experts for that.
Thank you very much, Fouad. So we are running out of time, and we have several questions. So I'm very happy to say that people seem very interested on going through this, let's say, solution, which is a kind of co-pilot for our own work. So my suggestion is now to say thank you all to our audience, and to thank in particular our speakers, so Saber, Fouad, and Virginio, for being with us today and with our public. We will contact directly the people who did questions, because as I said, there are many. Thank you very much to everybody who took the time to attend this meeting, this webinar. It is a very important touch point for us of Odexa, together with Obake Digital Solution. This webinar will be available online in the next days, so everyone can see it, and we can be in touch with the people who are interested on the topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you so much.